Thade's now on week 5 of the course. We did lose a week. We had a slight setback with an injury. He'd pulled a muscle in his rear left leg. And then with Brodie, we had a phone call last week, purely out of coincidence really, that the lady said she had a German Shepherd, 21 months old, with some training already in place. So we just need to start working on the tracking side of things. Ray's putting out a food box at the moment. It's about ½ a metre square and he's littering about 10 to 15 bits of sausage out there. So we want the dog to actually recognise where there's ground disturbance, there's food. And you'll see when he comes out to track, Ray will put him onto the food box. The dog will start eating the food where the ground disturbance is, and hopefully what we'll see is the dog will actually come out of the areas where the ground's been disturbed, realise there's nothing there, and actually bring himself back onto the food box itself. Take a few more bits of food and we'll end it before the dog finishes eating everything, so we can actually finish on a positive note. Very visual. This is ideal with a dog like this to be introducing him to food tracking. Make sure that he actually keeps his nose down on the ground and is focused on the ground as opposed to looking elsewhere. This is going to take about 4 or 5 days to actually get him understanding the actual exercise that we're asking him to perform. And then we'll start putting a single leg out with the food on it. So he starts actually going in a straight line and picking up the food on each individual footstep. And then we'll start taking food away on some of the footsteps, so there's not food on every single footstep, so he starts understanding that it's just ground disturbance he's following. So we're going to be probably 4 or 5 weeks down the line before we get to that point where the dog is actually doing a track without needing food. We've got to end on a positive, haven't we? And you've seen the bit that he's actually come in, taken a few more bits of food. Let's finish it there. We can start delaying that reward a bit later, can't we, once he starts understanding that. But yeah, you're right, just to finish it off on a few. This is a lot better now. When we first started with Thade, we would bring him out and put him into the tracking harness at the start, and he was rolling around. He didn't like having the harness put on, so we went to actually putting the harness on away from the start of the track, which took away all the problems we had actually getting him started, because obviously because he was all very excited, we had problems trying to get him track at the start. Okay, so he's picked the track up now. This dog is further advanced. He's now actually off of the food. Yeah, that's about as fast as we want them to go, because obviously any faster we're going to have a problem with actually missing the track, or what we call overshooting a turn. And there we go. So he's now literally on the next leg, and there'll be a bite roll at the end of it. There we go. That was fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. The dogs are going along nicely. Thade in particular is progressing very well with his tracking, and then with Brodie, from the signs I've seen already, yeah, he's coming on really nicely. Very pleased.